Today we're at Natural Bridge Canyon, and we're looking for two things. One is the natural bridge, which should be just about a mile up this pathway. And the second thing we're looking at is a potential route up the canyon up to Mount Perry. And if you look at the page on LasVegasAreaTrails.com for Dante's view to Mount Perry, you can see where we're standing up on Dante's Ridge up there, just below Mount Perry. And we were looking down on a potential Natural Bridge Canyon connection that would get us from the base of Death Valley to Dante's Ridge, Dante's View, and close a whole loop that that would involve getting all the way from Telescope Peak to Dante's View, rim to rim in Death Valley. So let's take a look around. And here we are looking down more to the west, the rising sun, south, and then looking across the valley, looking to the, to the west. Did I say west earlier? That was east. Anyway, there's Telescope Peak. And the route up to Telescope Peak from the base of the valley would be Hanapah Canyon. And let's see if we can trace that. It's right up the canyon. And then there's a ridge. And we would take that ridge, end up at Mahogany Flat, and then on up to Telescope Peak. And I've done that before, but I have not done the east side of the valley, which takes us up to Dante's Ridge. Anyway, there you have it. Let's continue on, north, east, and then back to where we are now. And we may just do the Natural Bridge Canyon Trail today. But we're scoping out potential approaches up to Dante's Ridge, which we'll do at another time. Okay, here we go. Very decent trail. Now we're heading up toward Natural Bridge. The trail starts out paralleling a wash, and you can see the steep, high walls of the canyon. And the canyon will narrow, the walls will get higher. But yeah, it is truly an amazing canyon here. And there we're looking at the end of the canyon. You see potential routes up these, through the wall of the canyon. I like to be aware of little side trails like this. And you can see how somebody has taken this trail up and over the top there. We'll take a closer look in a moment. The little trail goes right up through the opening here. Maybe hard to see because of the glare of the sun, but you can see that there is a way to make your way up to the upper edge of the canyon. It'd be on the right or the east side of the canyon. I don't know where it goes from there, but at some point we'll check that out. Not today, but it's something to be aware of. Okay, canyon narrowing. Take a look at these walls towering on either side of us. To the right, I would say this wall here has got to be about 50 feet high, maybe a little more. And then on the other side of the canyon, yeah, it's about similar height, 50 to 75 feet on the other side. So yes, so far you're going to travel upward toward Mount Perry, Dante's Ridge. You're going to be topping these walls earlier at that point that I showed. We'll look for other potential ways to top the canyon. Look at these walls. This is just amazing as the canyon narrows. Okay, I think we're looking at the natural bridge actually up ahead. This is the area where a number of years ago I was walking up this canyon with two registered nurses. One was an emergency room nurse, and at this point we heard a scream and someone fell from the canyon wall right up here down to the ground, and the two nurses started an emergency chart on this person. Looked like he just broke his arm, but we don't know. We called an ambulance, and helicopter came and landed at the entrance to the canyon where my car is parked. And the injured climber was carted out. I think he might have been trying to descend. I'm not sure, because I honestly can't see where anyone could descend here. Maybe, no, it's just impossible. I don't know. Maybe he was heading down and then it just could have been down an area like this. I don't know. And it just got too steep. Maybe he was over on this ledge. It's hard to remember. But anyway, yeah, he fell and it looked like he only broke his arm. But wow, there is really, you don't even want to get close to the ledges up here. But look at that. Wow. Just amazing. There's looking down the canyon. Here we are closing in on the natural bridge. Pretty amazing. And just look at the area around us. And it's only about a half mile in. a quarter mile to a half mile to get to the natural bridge. So it's not much of a trial. And here we are looking back through the other side of the natural bridge. What I believe is a look at Mount Perry. Boy, so close. But we just don't know what vertical walls there are between this where we're standing and Mount Perry. We'll go up a little further on this canyon and just see if there is a route up above. I think you need to approach it from a different angle, like that one of that first trail that we looked at a moment ago. But then here we are. Another shot of the natural bridge. Hey, you see the massive size compared to the people underneath. And these vertical walls are in the area of 100 feet. And here we are above the natural bridge as the canyon continues. Some really beautiful designs on the walls that the water has etched over time. We'll take a closer look at this one up ahead. Continuing on up, but let's take a look at this little niche, almost like a little cathedral. Well, you can almost picture the water roaring down through this opening. Definitely don't want to be here during a flash flood. Most beautiful areas are above the natural bridge. continuing on up the canyon. And I believe we're looking at Mount Perry up ahead. All right, it's not Mount Perry. It's mighty close. You're standing on that high point up there. You'd be either on Mount Perry or looking at Mount Perry. Let's continue on up. Oh, by the way, as long as we're here, look at these walls. Let's just take a 360. Wow. Sheer vertical, and as you can see, composite rock that is earlier silt washed down from the canyon above, and then it's solidified as subsequent floods carved this channel in the midst of that earlier silt. And so the result is walls, vertical walls all around you. And they are definitely loose rock all the way, because it's just hardened composite material that has been washed down from the canyon. We'll see how close we can get to Mount Perry, at least that high point up there. And it looks like there are some routes up through this wall at this point. So that would be another possibility, but we just don't know what's above there, if it's dead end or cliff, or if you can actually pass through. One of these days we'll come back and explore this whole area as we look for routes up to Mount Perry. I remember standing on Dante's Ridge above and seeing a number of little trails below. So I know people have made this route before. It's just the puzzle of finding out where the route is. There's definitely no scaling walls like this. No matter what kind of equipment you have, you can't anchor anything into this kind of composite and expect it to hold your body weight. So it's just a matter of looking for potential openings up above. I believe we're approaching a huge barrier, but like you can see above this area how there are some trails and evidence of people having passed above. Here's that barrier up ahead. Doesn't look like an impossible barrier, but you can see that there's a bypass route right here. Here's a shadow view of a mountain goat's head. Pretty realistic. Cast on the vertical wall of Natural Bridge Canyon. And you can see how the walls become polished in this area. Yeah, this is definitely doable to get up beyond this. And we'll return here and explore further. So we're focusing just on Natural Bridge Canyon today. I can't stand it. I need to take a look at this bypass route and just see where it leads. Maybe to a sudden end. We don't know. But let's go up here a little ways. This route continues on up a ways at least, and there's another look at what I think is Mount Perry, that high point up there. And then circling around, we're on kind of a loose rock ledge here, so I got to be a little careful. It's not too bad. Here we're looking down at the canyon below, and you know, if there's a dead end there, maybe this would be a bypass. We don't know. And then continuing on around, there's Natural Bridge Canyon from a higher perspective, and you can just barely see through the opening up here. I believe that's Telescope Peak. So pretty cool. And then a number of different options. This looks like the main one right ahead. And again, the goal would be to head up to Mount Perry, but we don't know. Just the terrain, it looks pretty rugged and vertical above here. So we just don't know. We'll return, scope this out a little more. Down the canyon, and here's an awesome view of Telescope Peak from the opening of Natural Bridge Canyon. And then to the right, you see, well, Rogers and Bennett peaks. I don't know that Wild Rose Peak is visible. It could be that high one on the right, but not totally sure. Now, I think that at the least, there you see we'll trace the ridge above Hanapaw Canyon. There it goes. Yeah, I think that's a high point in the ridge below Mahogany Flat. And here's a good view across Death Valley from the parking area for Natural Bridge Canyon. Straight across to Telescope Peak. Perfect lighting. And then here's a look at the Natural Bridge Canyon approach road. And yeah, it looks good enough here but a little further down, it becomes pretty washboardy. Some of the little washboards are so deep they almost swallowed up the beast, which is my smart car. And you can look down this direction all the way to Badwater Road. It's about 1 mile to 2 miles on this unpaved road. And the beast made it, so most cars can make it. And here we are back at the beast. Notice the other cars in the area. Yeah, those are rugged cars. And then there's the beast.